Yeah, so the brilliant idiots brought up Dr. Umar Johnson in his long-standing argument about how you can't be seriously pro-black and date or marry white.
People be hating on Dr. Umar, man.
No, they're stupid. They don't have a sense of humor. They don't have a sense of, like, it's no question that he's the funniest guy on the internet, right? There's no question.
Because he's not trying. And I love the fact that he's become the boogeyman of biracial relationships.
Yo,
if you pop up with a biracial relationship, Dr. Umar is watching you.
Funny how? Like a clown? Like I amuse you? Funny how?
That's the only thing I disagree with that he says.
What?
About biracial relationships.
Why
you should be able to love whoever you love. That being said, Dr. Umar, not me.
You can, you can love whoever you want to love, but I'm judging.
Are you judging?
I'm only.
Who are you to judge?
A black man with a black woman.
I guess that makes sense. I guess that seems to have a lot of sense.
Only reason I'm judging it is because, like, you know, if you're one of those people that talk so pro-black, you know what I mean? But you sleep white on either side, male or female. I'm like, okay, come on.
And I'm saying, why is this such a big deal when Charlemagne or Dr. Umar says it? Every other race does this. Latino, Asian, Arabs, you know what I'm saying? White folk, on down the line. It's a known thing that they stay within their community. And they're fine with that. You know what I'm saying? And the reality of it is, how can we take you fully seriously if you talk all this pro-black stuff, but you don't think enough of a black woman to marry her? And this is what Dr. Umar says.
I believe black men need to be with black women. The black family is under attack. Only 1 out of every 4 black women gets married. The black woman is last likely to get married. She's the last married, the first divorced. We have, 2/3 of our children being raised by working class and impoverished single black female-led house homes. The destruction of a nation begins in the home of its families. And if we want to save black people, we have to save the black family. And in order to do that, black men have to commit themselves to black women.
So what he didn't say is that you can't date white women, you can't date Latino women, you can't date Asian women. He's not attacking anybody. He just said the structure of the black family and the black community is, to build it, it starts with the black family. You can't build a community without the family. And in order to do a black family, you have to marry a black woman. And I'm just saying, especially for people who talk pro-black and believe in building a black community, the biggest commitment that you're going to make in your life is to this woman that you're going to marry. So why marry outside of that if you're talking about building the family and the community?
But you said any black man who marries a white woman will not get your respect.
Can I respond?
Yeah, go ahead.
And what I'm telling you is this. I don't care who you name. I don't care how much work you did for black people. Your greatest commitment to black people is being committed to a black woman. It is still a contradiction. No matter how much you think you did for the struggle, if you really were concerned with black people, you would have committed yourself to a black woman. So it doesn't matter how successful they are. It doesn't matter how great you may claim them to be. At the end of the day, you didn't think enough about your own people to marry a woman who looks like you.
Amazingly, after black folk have been oppressed for so many years and dealing with so many things, we are some of the most forgiving and inclusive people that there are. When they told us we couldn't go to their doctor's office, you know what I'm saying, we just had to get in there anyway. When they told us we couldn't go to their, restaurants, we had to get in there anyway instead of going to build our own. Then we had a sector of black folks that went and built their own, built our whole towns and cities and hospitals and everything. Then white folk came through and burnt that down. But still today, we can walk around and preach about being pro-black and how we need to build our communities, but we still have a type of whitewashing in our minds that we haven't shook. Like the white man's ice is colder type of thing. Because even though we will go and preach about all this community and how we need to build our families and how we need to do this and do that, and they may put their money where their mouth is and build things and do this and build programs and this, that, and other that are going to benefit directly the black community. But somehow the white man's ice is colder syndrome is still in there because you'll end up marrying a white woman. And then, does that really stay in the family then? You know what I'm saying? Does the wealth you accumulated stay in the family? Is it able to be? And I'm just saying, listen, it's nothing wrong with dating outside your race. I didn't dibbled and dabbled in quite a few races, women. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not discriminating at all. But as I started to listen to people like Dr. Umar, it made me understand why it would be wise to look at the black woman and then kind of re-examine where I had put her as far as her worth. And a lot of times we kind of look past them. And I don't think that's something that we should do. We look at things like, Cuban women, Latino women. We look at them as exotic and this, that, no, we got to have that because it's different. And you know what I'm saying? And of course, that's a preference and that's something to be had because it's usually because it's something you ain't around. You know what I'm saying? Something you ain't around. If you're around, you grew up around black women all your life, you love black women, love the way they look. But then you go to Cuba somewhere and you like, oh, what is this now? What have we here? Yes, I want that. Black silky hair, you know what I'm saying? Big booties over here, like everything. Like, what is going on? So it's about something different that looks just as good as black women, but you ain't seen that. So now you want that and you may end up marrying that. You know what I'm saying? It's same for when black men go and do well in life. I mean, it's kind of hard not to date white women and this, that, and other because you get certain levels in life. Maybe that's what you're around. And then you grow your children up like that. Now you have children and then they're going to schools that are affluent and they're around white women and this, that, and other. And that's why I say it's kind of hard when you start that process and you do marry a white woman or another woman of another race. Now it's kind of going to continue because if you're doing well and then your children are going to school with white women, this, that, it's just going to continue to integrate. And while there's nothing wrong with integrating, it's nothing wrong with a black man saying, I want a black woman neither. John Boyega, y'all went off on him for saying that. Why is it so offensive when a black man makes his choice as far as this what I want? You know what I'm saying? Because y'all sure would have no problem if a black man was like, oh, all I do is date white women. And it's funny because the white women have this, because the black women have this complex as well. We've been brainwashed for a long time with a lot of imagery and a lot of, ways that they handle our minds in this situation. And we're still continuing to be brainwashed because like black women, when they see Serena go get a white dude, they clapping and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Black man do it. That's a problem. But I think I'm with Dr. Umar on this. I just believe either way, it's a problem. And we need to start re-examining the worth of ourselves. We need to start kind of getting rid of the whitewashing that has been done to, because it's a brainwashing process that has been done to us for years. But we need to unplug from it and start realizing the worth of us. Not only just realizing it, but start demanding that we get paid for it as well, and that we receive proper, look at hip hop. We are hip hop, but we didn't got so all inclusive. Everybody is in hip hop. Everybody's saying this, saying that, you know what I'm saying? You think we could go into their communities and call them the names that they call us? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, but you go to New York, everybody's talking like us, though, right? Everybody's then appropriated our, and it's so far gone now, it's no getting it back. It's no protecting it now because we've been so all-inclusive. But yet we've been so all-inclusive and we're the ones least taken care of. We're the ones constantly boxed out. You do all these streams for Pandora, you got to have 700-something streams to make a 0.003 of a penny. That's crazy. Black folks are always the ones who are the least taken care of. In our own hood, just look at the money. We spend the most money of the most spending power in the world, yet we own the least. Everybody in our community owns more than we do. And we still have a problem with doing business with each other. We look at each other like, oh, ain't nobody about to be doing it. Ain't nobody got time to be dealing with them. They prices too high, all of that. But then you go right to another race. Happily give them everything in your pocket. But I'm just saying, Dr. Umar has got a point. Charlemagne has got a point. Everything doesn't have to be kumbaya. And if it is kumbaya, it should be kumbaya when we as black men say that we want black women. There should be nothing wrong with that. Nobody should scoff at that and think it's an outrageous preference or a take. You know what I'm saying? Live your life. Date who you want to date. You want to date white women? Cool. Do that. You know what I'm saying? But don't get mad at me if I should say I want to date a black woman. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I want to date. But it's your boy P. Cam. Let me know what you think, what you don't think. Get at your boy.